as a supervisor.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
All right, so we're looking at subtracting fractions. I had to restart the video because I didn't want the whole entire world here. A student getting yelled at. I didn't want to say his name.
You should have put, yeah, that would have been.
All right.
No.
So some of you who either didn't do the fractions yesterday or did not do well on them are not paying attention once again. And that will be sad for you. So please, for the love of Pete, pay attention. Today we're going to subtract fractions before we get our short assignment. 3/4 subtract 1/8. Collin, can I subtract these how they're currently written? Why not, Collin? They do not have the same denominator. So, Collin, we're going to take our denominators and we're going to list the multiples to find the least common denominator. 4, 8, 12, 6. Oh, look! 8 is my least common denominator. So now, Mason, once I know the least common denominator, what do I do with that?
What's the...
Good, Mason. I take and I change both of these so that they have a denominator of 8. Because I cannot add or subtract fractions until they have the same denominator. Mason, do either one of these have an 8 as a denominator? Which one, Mason? Can you say it?
1/8.
1/8. I don't need to change that. It's already there. 3/4 does not have a denominator of 8. So Mason, no, I've got a project today. So Mason, what am I going to multiply that equals 1 that's going to give me a denominator of 8? 4 times what equals 8?
4 times 2 equals
2. My fraction needs to equal 1, so it's 2 over 2. What is my new numerator, Mason?
6.
6. Mason, I have a subtraction problem. So I have 6/8, subtract 1/8, and what is my answer, Mason? 5/8.
Yeah.
Now we don't know if it can be simplified. So we're going to check to see if it can be simplified. Means I need to find the greatest common factor. And we're doing this because many of you yesterday left 5/10 as 5/10, and your mean teacher did not mark it wrong.
I know what it is.
Today your mean teacher will mark it wrong. So Mason, what are my factors of 5?
1 times 5.
1 times 5. What else?
Nothing.
Nothing else. Mason, what are my factors of 8?
4 times 2.
4 times 2.
1 times 4. No, 1 times 8.
1 times 8.
That's it.
That is it. So Mason, what is the greatest number that appears in both of these? It's got to appear in both of them.
Uno.
1. If my greatest common factor is 1, I can't simplify that anymore. So 5/8 would be my answer.
Yeah. Oh, bucket. Wait, what?
So 5/8 is my answer. Let's look at another one. Let's take 1/4, subtract 1/7. 1/4, subtract 1/7. Morgan, can I subtract those how they're currently written? Why not, Morgan?
Because they have a different denominator.
They have different denominators. So I need to find the least common denominator for 4 and 7. Okay, give me, do you know what it is, Morgan?
No.
Okay, give me my multiples of 4.
4, 8, 12, 16, 18,
20,
20,
24, and 28. Give me my multiples of 7.
7, 14, 21, 28.
28. My least common denominator is 28. You have a multiplication chart in your journal or in your agenda, so that would be easy to look at. Some of you just sat there and stared at me when I asked you that yesterday. So now, Morgan, I need to change both of these so that they have a denominator of 28. Morgan, do either one of them have a denominator of 28 right now? No. So I'm going to have to multiply both of these by a fraction that equals 1. Morgan, let's look at the top 1/4. What would I multiply 1/4 by, Morgan? 4 times what equals 28? 7. So 7 sevenths. And my numerator, 1 times 7 is? 7. Morgan, what would I multiply 7 by to get 28? 4. My numerator is 1 times 4, which gives me 4. It is a subtraction problem I always want to look over, especially because some of the problems I'm giving you today are addition and some of them are subtraction. So Morgan, 7 28ths minus 4 28ths is 3 28ths. Now we're not sure whether we can simplify this, but I'm going to show us an easier way to check. I'm going to take the smallest number, and I'm going to have Morgan give me the factors of the smallest number.
1 times 3.
1 times 3. Well, I know 1's going to go into both 3 and 28. Is 3 going to go into 28?
Yes.
Evenly?
No.
No. So since it's not going to go into evenly, that means 3 is not a factor of 28. Only 1 would be a common factor. So 3 28ths would be my answer. Let's look at one more because I'm still getting looks from the land of confusion. Which, if you listen, it's a Genesis song. A song by the group Genesis. 9/10 minus 1/4.
Can I do this one?
You already did one.
Okay. I'll do it.
Izzy, can I subtract these the way they're currently written? Why not, Izzy? They do not have the same denominator. I need to find the least common denominator, Izzy, of 4 and 10. So tell me, what'd you say? 20 is right. 20 is correct. So Izzy, I need to change. Are either one of them over 20 already, Izzy? No. So I need to multiply both of them by a fraction that equals 1. What fraction would I use there, Izzy? 2 over 2. And what's my new numerator? 18. Because 9 times 2 is 18. I need to multiply 1/4 by a fraction that equals 1. And what would I use, Izzy? 5 over 5. Because 4 times 5 equals 20. And Izzy, my new numerator is 5. Because 1 times 5 is 5. I go over, I check. It is subtraction, Izzy. So what is 18 20ths subtract 5 20ths? Say again? 13 20ths. And we could find the factors of 13, which are only 1 and 13 because it's a prime number. And since 13 is not a factor of 20,
It's just 13.
that one's simplified. The only one they'll have in common is 1. We need to get this, because I'll keep doing it until everybody gets 100 on every daily assignment.
I get it.
Boom, shakalaka, peace out. God bless, love you. Do something kind today. Subscribe, save the bees.
Sonic sponsor. Yeah, save